the stillness of your room, your heart begins to sing.
Hi everyone, welcome.
Hello.
Welcome to our Joyful Pathways. Hope everybody
Hi.
is doing well. So, Belle here, and certified life coach at our Joyful Pathways, and here with me is Debbie Duncan. Say hello
Hi,
again.
everybody.
All right, as usual, we have a format is like sharing a bit on the Chinese metaphysics, and then Debbie will go through a grid, and then we will have some meditation and so on. So before we begin, let's do some clearing for our work.
Okay, I'm actually going to do something different today. I have a clear crystal quartz and a tuning fork. And this is a C if anyone's interested. And I'm just going to hit it and resonate the vibrations to clear. The intention is to clear the space.
All right, that's good. And we all know that like quartz is really like a very grounding energy. It does sense that vibration energy into our space, clear the space, and so a very good stone for grounding. All right. So I'm going to bring up my slide, and I'm going to talk about today what I want to share. Right? Your space, your energy. We have been like talking about Feng Shui, about cluttering, clearing of clutter, what are the sectors in general on the floor plan based on the compass directions and sectors. So I'm going to go on to, sorry, seems that, okay, all right. So about the alignment, right? It's important that we have been like talking about the alignment as well, about this power of Trinity, where heavens, sending energy onto the earth, and how man actually can manifest using this energy. When I said man, it's really us, right? You, okay? And here we are as like, how are we then using this energy, right? How can we use the energy in Chinese? Pronunciation is actually qi. So you can see that we can use it for health and healing, for mental clarity, emotional balance, spiritual growth, personal power, manifestation and intention, and energy clearing. And we have been like focusing a lot on manifestation, intention, energy clearing for our past shows. If you will have, joined us since the beginning of time that we have created this channel. And so it's important to say then this is um you know done by some of the philosophers and scientists in the past. They actually are able to measure and relate like what kind of emotions, right, that relates to the level, the frequency of the energy. So on the spectrum, you can definitely see that the red zone is definitely not the good energy, that has a very, very low vibrations. So we want to really want to achieve by raising our vibration energy higher and higher as possible, right? And so the question really is to sometimes like ask ourselves and do a body scan, is like knowing where is our energy level. So where are you now, right, with the energy level? And where do you want to be? So because acknowledging that gaps then helps you to propel forward and say, okay, today if I'm at level in the orange sector, right? The level. So how can I move myself up, for example, to green level, right? And then, knowing that, right? After you know that, I want to actually share about the 5 A's of Trinity alignment. So how can you establish using the 5 A's as the guidance to your path for manifesting vital health and well-being? So for my side, it has like the 5 A's is really representing awaken, align, alter, activate, and amplify. Okay? So when we talk about the 5 A's, the first one is awaken. And it's not just like the physical awakening as we like, just like wake up from bed right after a one night sleep, but it is meant more than just a word that we hear very often. Is like, what does it really mean to you, right? It's just simply more than opening our eyes in the morning. To awaken is really to remember who we are beneath the noise, the labels, the routines, and awakening can come, excuse me, in many, many different forms. So for some folks, is a moment of clarity. And it's just that moment is that, oh, aha moment, right? That they realize that life doesn't have to be lived in autopilot mode, for example. So for some others, it may be deep spiritual awakening, a stirring, a feeling that they want to feel more connected to the universe. They want to know how they can contribute, right, to be valued to the people around them. And to some, is energy to be the unseen, using the unseen part of the world that weave everything together to be, um, more connected to such stuff. And sometimes awakening is very gentle, like, just whispers, like you just have this like a push, like inner push within yourself, and the okay, this is the direction you should be going, right? And the more you can think about it, journal it, and all that, you will resonate much better and better with the awakening energy. But other times, to some people, it can be a storm, so like a sudden obstacle that bring them, down to the ground. Like for example, a failure of a business or a sudden layoff and all that kind of like shakes them up, right? And they kind of like awakens, like, and then they may reflect and realize like what had they've been doing, right? And all that. So knowing what triggers that awakening and notice the synchronicities with the environment, that will help you to value more of the presence over what you may own, right? What you have, and all that, and feel more connected, not just to yourself, but to the environment around you. And when you're not awakened, life tend to feel heavy, a loss of direction. You may tend to be like doing a lot of repetitive work that is meaningless, and you don't find fulfillment when usually when you're not awakened, right? So, and to be awakened is also not just a one-time event, because it can be progressive and repeating. Um, so it's not just a one time and say, oh, I want to be awakened. And then you say, okay, this is a one time thing that I want to do it. So it's not, it's really a journey for a lot of repeated awakening and different moments, different synchronicities with the cosmos for this process. All right. So it's the art of seeing clearly and choosing consciously to be able to decide and to live in the presence. Okay. So that is just about awakening. And I'm going to go to the next slide, which is about the line, the next A. So after you're awakened, so what is the next step, right? What's the next step? And usually is about alignment. Alignment is about harmony, about balancing yin and yang. And when your thoughts, your actions, and your heart, right, all move in the same direction, is playing a beautiful melody and tune, right, on your instrument, right? Your body, just like visualize it's like an instrument, like a guitar, right? That you're playing, right? Playing your song, playing a song, playing something that you resonate and is beautiful, right? But when it's out of tune, you know how skillful you are, how talented you are, you may sound off key, right? So that's what we meant by alignment. So you have to align to the environment as well. It means living in a way that matches your true self. It's not forcing, and it's not about pretending as well, right? Alignment, it comes just naturally where you move with the biorhythm, with the cosmos energy. And it's really about your inner compass, right? When you're aligned, your decisions will be lighter. You don't procrastinate as well, because it is aligned and you feel good about your decisions, and the energy will just flow with the ease. So even if there are challenges, I'm not saying that life is all like a bed of roses where you don't have problems, but even like solving problems, facing up with challenges is feel easy if you feel inspired, right? To move on with your life, right? And when you work in your relationships, your daily choices, and all that become very congruent, and you're becoming what your soul purpose is, right? Constant struggle and all that would just like um, I would say it's just more like challenges that move you to be a better person rather than seeing as negative side. So when you're more aligned, that what happens, right? So step into a flow where life feels like not like a battle, like you have to fight every time, but it feels like a dance, like the movement, right? How are you aligning to all this like life rhythms and to perform a beautiful dance, right? In your life. Okay. So and then the next A is alter, right? How would you make changes, right? How do you amend? So it's like what life would invite you to align. What are the things that you need to let go, and so that your heart, your path, your passion are all aligned into one. So after we awaken, when we aligned, so then we have to have develop this art, right? The gentle art of amendment or ratifying. In Chinese metaphysics, they may call it cures, right? But it's to how do we make the right choices, right? Once it's broken, how do then we restore the harmony when we are hurt, right? When we are hurt, how do we then restore it? So altering does not mean erasing the past. It's not about escaping. It's not about putting yourself, in the denial mode. It's not. It's to acknowledge it, and then what can we then do and grow from that lesson, that experience, right? Um, so it's about mending the relationship so that you have steady work of these threads of life, if you like to call it. So then the heaviness, the bad energy, all that get lifted, and replacing like blaming, complaining with passion, with compassion, with kindness. And you no longer needs to carry the weight of yesterday into like going forward with all the things that you do today and the future. So is unfolding that old chapters, acknowledging it and letting go. So to alter is really to choose a path for renewal, right? How to take the broken pieces and create something even more beautiful, right? More whole and than before, so that you basically enjoy the forward future, so that it becomes a strength, right? The stronger and stronger that you grow over time. So then after that, alter is really about activation. Now, activation is choosing the right environment to grow, to be able to, um, recognize that good resources and all that, how to make use of all this and activate a potential into a movement. Because if you don't have movement, there's nothing is going to happen, right? Nothing's going to happen. By acknowledging the thoughts and the processes, it's only as good as a thought if you don't do anything about it. So activate is really to get your vision, um, into action. Have that inner passion to drive, right? To drive that activity that will bring you to where you want to. So it's a choice that no longer is a dream, but it's a first step, even if it's a baby step, one step, two steps, it will just, arrive, you will arrive at your point, if you choose to take that very first step, right? And continue to do it. So sometimes activation may feel like a sudden surge of strong passion where you feel like, oh, you are unstoppable. You want to just go ahead, right? But other times it may be just very gentle power that is not only within you, but it flows through you. It actually infiltrates into even like around your environment. Can just like feel that as well, like a situation or opportunity that comes by that kind of propels you for an action, right? But know that when you are activated, procrastination usually fades with it, and you feel more ready, right, to meet all these opportunities. So, but when you're not activated, like I said, dreams will still stay as dreams. It's just your mental thought, right? Ideas will just keep circling and repeat it in your mind, but nothing is going to shift until you activate it. So I do encourage everyone, say yes to what you want to alter and amend, right? And going forward and really activate it in your plan. So okay, and the next one is to amplify. So when you have already activated, then the next question that we usually ask is, how do we then amplify it? So we have awaken, align, amend, and activate. So how can we have this expanded, right? And amplify such that it magnify your energy and to let your light grow so that it reaches beyond just you, right? Vibrating with your true inner self, with the gift that you're given, with your voice, with your presence. How can you influence the world around you, right? And make it a better place, right? How can your joy resonate with the rest of the people, right? With your loved ones, with your family and your friends. And so your purpose amplifies it ripples, and it also will, um, I would say, amalgate the collective energy as well. You will definitely attract the right people into your life who will support and grow, right? Continue to amplify when you awaken and all that. So to amplify is not just about yourself, right? You rise up, and um, you probably will think deeper to see how you can help and be more purposeful in your life, that others will also benefit from all this awakening and altering of the energy, the amplified energy that you have brought it as a gift. Okay, so that will be actually the 5 A's that I have. So just realize that every journey begins with a very quiet whisper within you. That listen, train yourself, listen to it, and then go on to the path of the 5 A's where you awaken, align, right? And alter and activate and amplify. And together, right? You want to march onto a pathways, a journey of all this using energy for more alignment that towards a life of wholeness for more meaningful purpose, right? Um, let's see if I have another slide. So, I mean, after all, this is what we really thrive for, all right? What we wish for. So yeah, and that will be the 5 A's, which are just really very conceptual. But I do want to invite every one of you here to live fully, deeply, joyfully. And if you like what I have shared so far, do subscribe, like, and share on our channel, our Joyful Pathways. So all over to you, Debbie, if you want to,
Okay.
bring this down.
All right. I'm going to make us a little bit bigger here. So now we have a collective oracle card reading. And I am using today Kyle Gray's Angels and Ancestors Oracle cards. Let me show you that. I really like these a lot. And the artwork is done by Lily Moses. Now, the card that I got today was appropriate, Magic Guardian. So let me show you the card there. And this is all about unlocking the magic within. So to me, that's perfect for today because we're talking about the magic and meditation and manifesting all those wonderful things. And when Belle was talking about amplify, so we have this wonderful energy inside, this wonderful magic that we can do. We can do great things. We can enjoy it ourselves, but we want to amplify that out. We need to work on ourselves to unlock that, discover what our magic is and our gifts, and then bring it out and use them and then bring them out to the world. So I thought that was perfect. Belle, did you have any words about the magic card?
No, I mean, not a lot to add on, but knowing that every one of us has a little magic within ourselves that you can bring to the world.
Absolutely. Or a lot of magic. We're going to talk today about crystal grids, which I do on Saturdays, and I love doing them. And this one is pretty well simple. I think that you guys can find the stones that go on, and a grid can be one stone or as opulent as you want. So let me get my little sheet here. And we're going to go over this. I'm going to bring it up so you guys can see the grid for today. Okay. I don't know what it wants to do. Let me see if I can get it in. Nope. Into a better place. For some reason, we had it in the middle before and that worked out. Let's see if you can see. Okay. You can see pretty good there. All right. So this crystal grid is for magic, inspiration, meditation, and manifesting. All these great things. You can see that I always like to get different colors and textures of platters. This is a glass platter in a gold color. The gold signifies abundance, confidence, and manifesting. So as always, we have an anchor stone right in the middle. And since I get feedback, Belle, could you mute your mic and we'll see if that changes. Okay, thank you. All right, that's what that was. Okay, always love an anchor stone. This time our clear quartz anchors right in the middle of our grid. And of always, it means that it amplifies, which goes with our theme today, and it boosts our intentions that we have when we're making a grid. So this grid, we're going to start. This is the top here. And now there's different kinds of stones you can use, but I'm using fluorite here because that's the one I could find the fastest today. It is for magic work. It awakens intuition, supports transformation, psychic flow, meditation support, and manifesting. So all these great things in your fluorite here. The next stone that we have on is citrine, and you can see that it is got a couple points on this one. They're beautiful, beautiful stones. So I have it right here, and the citrine is our inspiration. So it sparks creativity, joy, and confidence. All good things here. And then we're going to go across this way to amethyst. And so this is what we have for meditation. If you guys want to sit down and meditate, and you want a stone to place next to you or to hold, amethyst is a good one. It calms your mind and opens the spiritual awareness. So very good one with amethyst here. Now we all like sparkly, so I do have pyrite here. You could also use hematite if you wanted, but the pyrite is for manifesting. It attracts abundance, luck, and bold action. And so I love that. So we want to manifest abundance. That's, I think, all of our goal here. And then I love the black tourmaline. When we do grids and we use obsidian or we use black tourmaline, we're using it for protection or safeguarding. And here we are doing not only protection, but we're doing focus. And this grounds us, grounds the energy and shields us from negativity. We want to be in a positive mindset. We want to clear our space before we do our grids so that we have all good energy in. So this gives us a little shield here. I also have here rose quartz. And I love rose quartz for creativity, but also heart-centered creativity. So very good here. We have great, good stuff going on. Now, when you do your grid and you're placing your stones, you can actually set intention or say an affirmation. So I have one here that says, let me get it right here. Sorry. I call in magic. I welcome inspiration. I open to peace. I manifest with joy. So that goes in with what we're doing here. This is a grid to make you feel empowered with your magic. Maybe you can use this before you do magical properties or rituals or anything like that. But it will help you be calm, to manifest, to meditate, and in a safe place. So it really is perfect. As always, we can hover a crystal wand or a finger or anything that you want over our grid, and we can connect it. And so we could go to the top. We can go this way, cross that way, this way, this way, and this way. So this is the placement for this particular grid. And so always say your affirmation. Come back, keep it out as long as you want. Come back and reconnect it together and sit and meditate. This is your time to go within, to be calm and to sit. So make sure that you always put your grids in a calm area of your house. So I think that came out really good. I'm really happy with that. And I'll probably have it out for a whole week in my house enjoying that one. So that is what I have for you for the crystal grid. So a reminder, please, to subscribe and share and like our broadcast. We want to go places, and we're so happy to be here sharing all these experiences with you. Belle?
Yeah. All right. I think the next one I'd like everybody to join in is actually a grounding meditation. As usual, this is based on just general metaphysics principles. Do consult your medical practitioner, right? For anything that you may feel even more is not a replacement of any of the medical advice that you're receiving. Okay, so meditation time. So I'd like everybody to join in about the meditation, because this is a grounding meditation, and it's very good for this month's energy, because we're still in the month for the young wood, which is the the young wood, which is jia wood in Chinese metaphysics, and then we have the young metal monkey, which is more about clarity and decision making. So the grounding meditation will be, I would say, very appropriate with all these, I would say, synchronicities from the cosmos, right? The cards that we draw and the crystals that we draw out for today so far. So let's do the grounding meditation by taking a deep breath. So relax yourself, sit back. You may close your eyes, right? Take a gentle deep breath and slowly exhale, and allow your body to settle into stillness, right? Be still, be still. Listen to the stillness. Listen to the silence around the room. Bring your awareness down to your feet, right? Imagine that you were a tall tree, tall tree, with very strong roots that spread deep and wide into the ground. Notice this connection that they make with the floor and the ground that you may be sitting or standing on. So imagine these roots gently extending from the soles of your feet, reaching deep, deep into Mother Earth. Right? And the second deep breath, as you inhale, imagine that the roots grow even stronger, anchoring you, holding you steady. Now you feel that solid support of the earth beneath you. You feel safe, stable, and unshakable. Right? Exhale. Now, the third deep breath, as you inhale, imagine that you're drawing all this calm, nourishing energy from the earth through the roots that you have, really grounding in the earth, feeling every part of your body filled with the same steadiness from this earth energy. Okay, as you exhale, release any tensions, worry, any mental thoughts that scattered that you don't want to have. Send them back to the earth to be transformed. All right? There you go. You may open your eyes if you have them closed. So go about your day, feeling connected, present, and grounded.
That was wonderful. So we have a little blessing that we end with. So I'm going to go ahead and read it right now. As the circle of words comes to a close, may the magic you've stirred ripple outward, soft as a moonlight, bold as a flame. May inspiration find you in quiet moments, like a breeze through open pages, and may your thoughts settle gently, like petals floating in still water. Let your dreams rise with purpose, rooted in clarity, reaching toward joy. You are the spell, the spark, sanctuary. Go forth with wonder and let your light shape the world. There we go.
Right. So for some of the audience who wants to have readings, you can always email to our services at our joyfulpathways.com, which is on the screen here. All right. I see a few folks asking for readings, so please do email to us with more details and information to services at our joyfulpathways.com. All right. So I should end. So you giving away? Oh yeah, just email to us, all right? And I will respond from there. Okay, and I'm going to close the show again just with the song. I hope you stay and enjoy it and go before going on for the rest of the evening. Thank you.
Bye, everybody. Bye bye.
In the stillness of your room, your heart begins to sing. Every corner, every hue holds the pulse of your energy. Your space is the mirror of the life you dream. Clear the flow, let light grow, and your body will receive. Wood for growth, fire for light, water whispers dreams at night.